Hey, good morning, everybody. Welcome to OptionPit.com, your home for option trading and education. Nick, hello. A couple of interesting developments this morning. However, education. We got free stuff, the blog. Option Pit Live is our daily chat room with educational strategy letter, where we work on how trade selection, essentially. Silver course, basic education, gold, intermediate education, platinum, advanced education, pro, customized education. All right. Our next monthly webinar, we will be doing kind of fixing broken positions. Every once in a while it happens. So that's what we got to do. You got to learn how to fix them. That will be our next webinar. Look for a note on that soon. Let's get to I thought Mark's blog was interesting. The market is nervous yesterday. He's looking at TLT gold premium. I like this idea. We kind of have something like that on already. I'd like to look for more premium today. Overall, though, this is what I find. For a brief moment this morning, I look like we were slightly backward, and now we've pulled off. Unless I'm just looking at things upside down. Our VIX ordinary is trading. Yep, it did, didn't it, Frank? Need to restart this one. I thought I did. I saw the VIX bid over the futures a little bit. Yeah. So, anytime I have to do a downside adjustment, like I want to sell some more puts or something like that, I see that, and it gives me a little bit of pause, maybe waiting for another shoe to drop. Again, this could be just an overreaction. But I still have, if we were looking at the old VIX monthly, it's marking 17. The newer, shorter term stuff, because again, the holidays, you're going to have something funky going on, I think, just a little bit here. Where we still have a slight bit here in these products, but I mean, realistically, the news isn't happening till later. So I think time spreads are still going to be the best trade. I'd like to look at those today for all, in our chat room and kind of focus on those a little bit. I think we looked at them yesterday. All of them pretty much had done well till today. So it's just a question of trying to get it on for a decent price. And that, I think, it feels like the trade, the old VIX is slightly backward. I still look at the VIX MO. The new VIX, again, because it's picking up that slightly earlier contract, because of kind of the vagaries of the next Fed announcement, I think we'll start to see the shorter term stuff sag and kind of the longer term stuff hold up, which I think would make an interesting trade. Right now, the vol products essentially aren't decaying, or decaying at a really low rate. So all the stuff you normally like the vol products for, especially the long ones, the decay, you're not seeing that as much of that right now. Could we turn around? Sure. I mean, we went just from negative to positive. The morning looked a little. So I think what we have is not much is going on. The possibility of something happening is making the market very skittish. And that's what we have. So usually what happens then is time spreads, things like that, because you get smaller moves, you just don't get bigger moves. Because we're not going to get a bigger move until some news is out. I think we're going to see more of that. Okay? More and more and more. So I think short-term pops and volatility and near-term options probably look worth selling. And we shouldn't get a whole lot of movement until we get some sort of action out of the Fed. So I would like to see this sort of pattern here with this near-term stuff, like this week's options, next week options should start to dive a little bit, but all this stuff back here is kind of going to hang out. It's going to keep the VIX sort of artificially inflated because the back-term stuff is going to stay bid, the front-term stuff is going to kind of fall apart. Okay. That's kind of how I see that working. Anything could happen, but make sure you give yourself some room in that range. I would be surprised if I saw the actual volatility products drop, like the VXX or UVXY really have any real drops in the short term, because they're starting to be pinned to this December future, and I just don't see this December future getting a whole lot lower than 16%. I think that will be the low. I'm calling it before the Fed announcement, even if not much happens. I just don't see a lot of people getting short that big in front of the announcement, unless somehow the whatever the move is telegraphed and preordained by everybody else. All right, that's how I see at least the vol pictures, individual equities. It looks like the Qs are getting tired after their huge run. Oil seems to be stabilizing, and that's about all we have. I mean, everything has made such a run to the top. Now there's no more earnings. What's our upside? Going to be tougher to get up there. All right, everybody. All right, I will see you all later.